Hey everyone, how you doing? Stephen here, and welcome to Tea with Steve Live. This is our weekly live broadcast through the Tea with Steve Facebook community and with our wider community too. Today I have a guest. I am interviewing John Cassidy. John is known as the headshot guy. What this man doesn't know about literally making you look beautiful on social media, I don't know. So I'm going to bring John straight in. I will introduce John to get John to tell a bit more about him, and then we'll dive in and understand John's purpose, because this is all supporting the Unite on Purpose campaign. John, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Well,
you must excuse me, but this is coffee.
Oh, mate, you just killed me. What's going on?
Do you know what? I gave up drinking coffee, and I gave up drinking coffee for 2 or 3 years, and I just drank tea, the good old tea with tea. But I've changed my sort of my eating habits really, and I've gone on to coffee now and reversed it completely. So
You'll be back.
I'll be back. Absolutely.
John, you are the headshot guy, and we met during sort of collaboration with regards to the business of brand and the Bob program and all of that stuff. So, you know, I know what you do and I know how well you do it, but would you tell people, sort of give a little bit of an insight as to who you are and what you do, please?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, as you said, the headshot guy is the brand, the current brand. We've been doing headshots for about 12 years, but I've been a photographer all my working life.
Okay.
I spent 17 years in the services in the Royal Air Force as a photographer, and then I left and then worked for the Times for about 8 years, and then 2008 started going down the headshot route. So it's not just that, it's photography in general, really, and I've just sort of niched in over the years.
Okay.
The photography I was doing in the RAF was general photography, so we got trained on all different aspects of photography, and ended up doing all their PR photography. So cool. I mean, unfortunately, I had to sort of fly around in fast jets like Jaguars and Tornadoes, doing air-to-air shots of other aircraft as well as other things. So yeah, it was a quite exciting time.
Cool. So RAF to working for the Times to doing this, how did that happen?
Well, I left school, and my goal was to join the RAF really as a technician.
Okay.
Didn't get the qualifications at school, and I didn't want to go back to school. And I said, what else is open? And the guy in the careers office was actually in the photographic trade, so he explained all about it. I thought, well, that sounds interesting, and yeah. So 30 odd years later, I'm being a photographer. So we did all the training. I mean, a lot of the stuff first of all was all about reconnaissance work, and then I sort of progressed through the career really to end up doing all their PR photography. So actually going out, and then so from working with stuff that we couldn't show anybody to working with stuff that we could show everybody.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then as my last job was doing all their PR work, I got to build up relationships with people in the newspapers and that sort of industry, and that sort of, when I came out, then it sort of naturally transitioned into working for the Times.
Okay. And what were you doing there specifically?
The Times was mainly sports and sports features. I was going along to covering the football matches, the rugby, cricket, that sort of thing. But that was fun. But it was capture and action. There's lots of people who just specialise in doing those one sports. In fact, right. I mean, my love really is of people. So what I really enjoyed doing was doing the feature interviews. So going along with people like Matthew Syed and interviewing somebody and listening to their story, their background, and then coming up with a great portrait that would go into the paper to accompany that article.
Right.
And we got some great interviews. This was in the early 90s. So photographed me like Andy Murray when he was sort of very young. Michael Schumacher, Frankie Dettori, Lawrence Delalu, loads and loads and loads of top sports people. And it was just fantastic listening to their stories. A lot of the things that they were saying on tape as such never actually made the article, but it's all good background stuff, and it's just fascinating to listen to people's stories.
Right. So, question then: where did the headshot guy come from? And what wraps around it? Because I know there's a purpose around it. Because I'm reading, I've got your bio here on LinkedIn, and it says you shine a light on the people, brands, in your organization, and leave them feeling illuminated and inspired. And I love that.
Thank you. It's all lighting people up is my purpose, and we're linked through through the Bob group, through Darren and Lindsay, and it was actually Darren that workshopped that out of me about 8 years ago. I was on another course on the KPI course, and Darren was leading one of the sessions there, and we went into purpose, and somebody said, "Who's struggling?" And I was just looking down. He was asking me questions, and I was just writing down lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know he was writing on the board as well. And then it sort of brings back emotions, actually, because it's
okay.
So and all of a sudden I just looked up, and he'd written lighting people up on this whiteboard. I was like, oh, yeah, oh my God. And it was just a really, really emotional. I mean, there was about 50 odd other people in the room, and it just went,
yeah,
deadly silence. And I just felt, like I'm now actually a bit emotional, because it feels, I mean, that's, I guess when you find your purpose, when you know, a lot of us don't know what our purpose is.
Yeah.
We do naturally, but we can't actually put some words on it. But when you actually get a couple of words on it and realize what that is, it's just, you feel it. It's not a marketing purpose. It is that real, that emotion. That's what it's all about.
So, and a lot of people they'll think, oh, it's a marketing strapline. And through the work that you've done, that I've done, we know it's not. It's something that sort of, I call it your heart brand. It's what's in here. How does it really how does it touch you, grip you? And then how can you pull it out and share that with the world? So where's your purpose taking you?
My purpose is, my passion is people. People. I love people. And I was thinking about this morning. I go for a morning walk, and I'm thinking, I love people and I love light. I mean, it's a beautiful morning this morning, and I've got some great sort of landscape pictures. I don't normally do that, but the lighting was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's putting the two together, people and lighting, and trying to light people up. And when we do that, obviously in the literal sense, when we have them in, people in the photographic studio, lighting on them. Well, we need, photography is drawing with light, so we need that light source. And so that's from the outside, but on the inside is trying to get something out of that person to get their emotions, to get their feelings out, to get them in a position where they're comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they shy away from the camera. They hate having their photographs taken. What we try and do, as soon as they go in front of the camera, they're like rubbing their headlights. What do I do? Whereas we're not doing that normally. Normally we walk around, we naturally express ourselves. And it's about getting people comfortable in that situation, and then coaching that out of them, and then be able to capture that on camera.
Okay.
And then letting them see themselves as other people see them.
Right.
Because if you look in the mirror, in the mornings, you're not expressing yourself, those natural emotions. And it is about letting people see themselves. Everyone's looking at their flaws, and it's about looking at not looking at over their flaws. Everyone's flawsome. That's what makes us all unique. We've all got flaws, but other people don't see that. I mean, all the flaws are up here in people's own brains.
Of course.
If you can sort of show them, well, actually, people aren't looking at that. They're looking at expression. You're looking at their eyes, their mouth, and that's the engagement. That's the connection piece.
Cool. Mate, what you're sharing is absolutely valuable. I just want to make sure we don't miss any of it, because when you bring your hands down, I think you're just knocking your desk and your mic is picking it up.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm like, this is gold. It really is, because what you're going into a place where a lot of people, they think, I hate having my picture taken. I don't like having my picture taken. I don't like video. It's actually got nothing to do with having your picture taken. It's the stories you're telling yourself up here because of and we're too busy worrying about what people will think about us. We're too busy worrying about other people's opinions. So how do you, I appreciate that that is a big part of your purpose and how you deliver your service. So how do you get around that in a room with a client that, they're in rabbit in headlights, they're like, oh, how do you make them feel comfortable? How do you get the best out of them so that they are themselves in that final shot?
Well, this is just what we do, and it's hard to, I mean, I'm trying to find it to put that into. I mean, people come in the room and they're down here. They potentially they're quite low. They're quite nervous about having the pictures. We're up here, So what we do, we need to sort of come down to their level and then just come up nice and slowly, because we want them to be, they're up here, to get that best out of them. So our job is just to guide them and bring them up to here, so that they're, it's like we're having a conversation now. We're doing it through a camera, but we don't realise the camera's there. And it's getting the person comfortable that actually, and asking them lots of questions. It's finding commonality. I mean, that's a good thing, and telling stories. Someone will say, "Oh," they'll just spark off into something. What do you like doing when you're not, when you're not working? And just try to be, just nosy. Just asking lots of questions and finding out lots about them, and then that then translates as well, because once you find out about people, you can, and what their journey is, then you can actually, I need, you connect up you to you, because this other person I know is in a similar space, and we can connect you up. So it's again.
I imagine also, sorry, John. I imagine also if they're sharing information with you, you could, there might be some elements that you could craft into that shot or into that shoot you're doing with them. So for me, you know what's behind me, and you might say, okay, well, when you come to the shoot, can you bring X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Or I know you're a tea drinker. We'll bring your favorite mug or something like that. Something that adds the personality to the shot.
Well, we'll try and we'll try and do that in a a pre sort of shoot questionnaire to ask them some questions to find out, so they can dive a little bit more deeper into there. But a lot will come out in the actual shoot itself, because it's one-to-one. You've got that connection. I mean, that's the thing. What we do is we come down, we connect, and then we can take them to wherever we need to take them, really, to get the shot that or the shots that are going to help with their brand and their what they're trying to do in the world, basically.
So you said about the connection piece, and obviously, I'm going to throw in that hashtag Unite on Purpose. How are you? Tell me more about what it is for you. Why you do what you do. What's the bigger impact you want to have in the world?
We just want to give everybody the confidence to be themselves. A bit like we're getting people out on social media, being authentic, being them. Being confident with, and that's what the big thing is about confidence. Is self-image confidence. I think people to realize actually who they are. They walk. Everybody walks around the street. Nobody puts a bag over their head. But as soon as they come online, they want to be anonymous. They don't want people to see them. Well, that's not the way used to dealing with people. We used to those face-to-face conversations. And as we're moving more and more online, your images are important, that people see you, be attracted to you, and then connect. There's got to be a you attract people to you attract those who seek to serve us, as Seth Godin says, or those who seek to serve you. So you're connecting with people to help you do the next thing that you want to go and do. People will see your picture online, think that obviously looks a really nice person. I need help with my social media. He looks like the person that's going to help me do that, and make you. So that's the attraction. You connect and go on to do, make a difference in the world.
And that first impression is really, really important, isn't it? Whether it be on video or whether it be a picture, it's okay. It's ultimate. It might sound a little bit shallow when I say it. I don't mean it to be that, but it's very much, do I like this person? Because if people don't know, if people don't like you, chances are they're not going to work with you. Or if they do, it's for something that only you can provide, which is usually very, very rare, because and it's for a specific thing. So you shared some of the story. What was, and you mentioned about when you worked with Darren and you got that lighting people up. Was that the light bulb moment, or was there something else around it?
That was really I guess that was the light bulb. That was, that sounds right. Now, how can I develop that and help more people around that purpose? I mean, what you said earlier is, that attraction. I mean, that's in the brain. That's that sort of, fight or flight, run or stay type mode. So does that person, are you attracted to them, or are you slightly cautious? So that's why that's important. Getting the so getting those images to attract those people, the right people is important there.
So you had your light bulb moment. You've got your you've got your sort of your brand and purpose going in the right direction. What happened then?
Well, I've just been working and building the business around that, really, and I've been concentrating on the headshot guy. I mean, you asked me where the headshot guy came from. I mean, I started as John Cassidy Photography, the typical photographer's brand name is, I just add photography onto my name or my initials. No, that's what. And then, but that's that just shows you're a photographer. Then I took a step and I rebranded as John Cassidy Headshots, which then sort of niched in my market.
Yep.
And then I was on another course, and we were talking about pitching and doing bits and pieces. And somebody put my photograph up, or they put a number of photographs up on the wall and said, "Who's this person? Who's this person?" And my photograph came up, and somebody in the room, and I still to this day not sure who that person was, but I would love to. Yeah, I owe them a debt, because they said, "Oh, that's the headshot guy," and it's like, boom, another like moment there. So immediately, went out and did the rebranding exercise as the headshot guy. It does exactly what it says on the team. Normally I would say, I'm a photographer specialising in headshots.
Yep.
It's a brand that we've been working with and building over the last, the headshot guy. I guess that's been about 8 years we've been we've been as that.
So you literally hung your hat on it. So where's it? Where's it taking you? Has there been any challenges during the time? What's the transformation from then until now?
It's a continued journey. Our target market, we generally work with lots of corporate businesses, professional services, lawyers, accountants, finance, banking up in the city and around the country. I've got a team of photographers that are associate photographers working with us. Lots of photographers love going out there taking the photographs, but not quite so keen on doing the sales and marketing side of things. So what we do is we take over that element for them. We build the relationship with the clients.
Yeah.
Our photographers can go in and do what they do best, and then come back to us. We look after the images, and they can go the next day, rather than spending a day doing photography and then having another day or 2 or 3 doing all the post-production work.
Right. Okay.
So that's how, and I'm just building that, to build a network of photographers around the country, so that we can service, customers with multiple office locations. Obviously, things are a bit strange at the moment with no.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a little dip. But the little dip is, my micro voice is positively focused, so I'm looking at the other opportunities within this now, and working with, as you are with the team at Bob, to develop the next stage of the business development.
I love the fact that what you're doing is you're putting in pieces from your industry that resonate with you, like illumination and focus, and you're using them through what you're. It's a very subtle but very, very clever way of talking about the business and the brand. I suppose really having a sort of a nod to your products and services, but never mentioning them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we are being trained, and the new sort of model is not to push, not to go out and say, I'm a photographer, buy my headshot, my studio's open, here's a discount for a shoot. It's about building relationships and building value, and that value around the purpose. I mean, as you know, the Unite on Purpose hashtag that we're going to be using on Bob soon. I mean, that's got several meanings. It means unite. It means on purpose. It means unite on purpose. There's so many different things.
Yeah, it's so many pieces of understanding with regard to the purpose. You're doing it on purpose, and you're doing it around your purpose and around a purpose to impact and have a bigger impact in the world. Yeah. So, with regards to the impacting piece, you know, during lockdown, we saw so many people who were, you know what, love and kindness, positivity, this, that, and the other. Within 3 months, as soon as people stopped clapping for the NHS, I saw it die off. I really did. So how can you tell my audience right now, say, right, okay, through what you do, John, as a business, how can they have a positive impact in the world? What can they do? How can they illuminate their social profiles?
Just by posting regular content, you know, by talking about themselves. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, LinkedIn, my LinkedIn posts now are all about, you know, just asking questions, you know, things that pop into your head, you know, just be yourself, you know, be authentic. I've not really, you know, built my personal brand, or not proactively built any personal brand, which is what the next stage I'm going to go on to, is sort of have a look at how I build a sort of my personal brand, and, you know, for your guidance and things about documenting that process as well.
Yeah,
so it's a fun journey, because I've worked on building the Headshot Guy brand, but nobody really knows John Cassidy, who John Cassidy is.
Right. Okay.
So that's the next step for me, and you know, part of that will be, you know, using, you know, putting up lots of images, lots of video, lots of content, as you suggest your clients to do.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's two things. It's documenting the journey, but using storytelling. Yeah. You know, and being yourself and being completely unapologetically you. Some people, and the great thing is, you'll put some people off.
Oh yeah,
but they're people that don't actually want to do business with you. They want to do business with something you do, and they just want a quick turnaround. And there's no chance that there's no relationship there. So for me, it's, you know, it's the best thing you can do is to be yourself, be authentic, be unapologetic you. I appreciate authenticity is a cliched word that everyone is banding around the internet right now, but it's only a cliche because it's true. And then people like to have an opinion on a cliche.
Yeah.
And usually, with regards to authenticity, the people like to have an opinion on the cliche of it, are the people that haven't got the bravery to do it and be it. That's just me on my soapbox.
No, that's true. I mean, a lot of people find it, you know, difficult. What's valuable about me? You know, who am I? You know, this is where you can go on a personal development sort of exercise, I guess, with yourself. You know, there's lots of great books out there. You know, there's lots of, you know, some of the older books are really, really great. You know, Napoleon Hill's, and I've just read a really great book on positioning.
Okay, come on then, give us your top recommendations. I love a recommendation.
Right, my top book at the moment, in fact, what I've done, I like walking. I've been into walking, and I've been benefiting from walking because I've actually lost a few pounds over the last few months. So I like walking and listening to audiobooks, and then the audiobooks that really resonate with me, I actually then just get the copy. So this is the latest one I've just got, and it's an old book.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it is an old book. However, the principles are exactly the same. You just sort of twist the principles, you know. And then, you know, my French is absolutely rubbish. So cherchez le creux, you know, look for the hole and fill it. You know, I've highlighted that in this book. So that's what, you know, the audio book. Oh, actually, I need to go and highlight that in the book, and then how we can work on that. And also I've just got how to win friends and influence people in the digital world.
Yes.
You know, it's the sort of next version up from the Dale Carnegie book.
Yep.
So yeah, this I can go. There's so many. I'm just, you know, absorbing all this stuff, and then picking out the bits that really resonate.
So what people are going to really, really kick me for, if I don't ask you, John, being the expert you are, is what can they do right now to make their profile shots look better during lockdown?
Right. I mean, the first thing is always back to my purpose is light. You know, you need you need to think about the lighting that's on your photograph.
Okay.
You know, you can get nice soft light. I mean, I'm sitting in front of a big window at the moment, so I've got nice soft light coming in front of me. You know, you've got a big thing up there in the sky called the sun. So, you know, but us photographers don't normally like the sun as it is with no clouds. So as soon as the clouds come over, that diffuses the light and you get a nice softer light, because otherwise it's a little bit too harsh. It's been we're in this selfie mode at the moment. You know, everyone's into selfies, and I'm thinking that actually it should be friend fees or something like that as a new word, that actually getting somebody else to help you take the photographs.
Okay, like that.
The secret is the secret is that engagement process, and it's hard for if you're holding up a camera to yourself, you know, pulling all these expressions. Yeah, you can pull some fun ones, but you know, then that's you directing that. But if someone else is talking to you and then just naturally making you laugh, those are the shots that are the real ones. You know, that the proper ones. So it's having some fun with a friend, get someone really close to you. If you need to have a you know, a glass of something to help, but just to relax you, you know, and just have fun. You know, take some great shots. I mean, there are some basics. Obviously, the lighting is important. Trying to get nice soft lighting. As well, looking at the background. But then you've got tools like Canva and that, which will cut out the background anyway. So you know that's not distracting, and you can add different backgrounds onto it. But the real thing is just, you know, that connection. Don't worry about the camera. Looking through the camera, you know, you're looking at your audience. You're thinking of who am I going to attract? You know, who is it that I want to attract? What do I want to achieve? You know, what's my purpose? You know, and that, you know, if you're thinking all that good stuff rather than, oh, I hate my picture, I hate that little spot on my, you know, a famous photographer I know photographed a former sort of Miss World contestant. I think I'm not sure she was actually a winner or not, but you know, she came into the studio and good look, I look horrible, you know, and it was like, what? You know, and it was just a little sort of spot here or whatever that was her perceived flaw, you know. So it's we are what we are, you know. We've got authenticity again, you know. I mean, you know, we're surrounded unfortunately by lots of images on magazines and things which we don't see the original images with those. You know, you see the nicely polished, you know, sometimes too polished, you know, airbrushed images. You don't, you know, you're going to be seeing the walks and all. They sometimes do it, but it's, you know, that's the whole advertising. We as humans, we as people, you know, connecting to other people like us. You know, we all people have got flaws on their skins, you know, or
absolutely
wrong with, you know, a slightly wonky tooth, or you know, whatever it is, you know, everybody's flawsome.
I love that. Everyone's flawsome.
Awesome. We've all got flaws, but embrace your flaws. That's I guess that's the key message. And give confidence, you know, get out there.
So is that going to be one of the hashtags in your Unite on Purpose campaign?
I think it might be actually. Yeah, I might have to make a note of that. Everyone is flawsome.
Everyone is awesome. Just flawsome. I love it.
What was the film? There was the film, wasn't there? That was everyone is, or is it everyone is awesome? There's this awesome, you know.
I love it. I love it. John, where can people connect with you? Where would you like people to come and have a conversation with you?
My preferred social channel is actually LinkedIn. You know, I try and chat on LinkedIn and someone engage on LinkedIn really, and it's LinkedIn at the Headshot Guy, basically. I am on Twitter. I am on the other social you know, channels that tend to. I have fits and starts, or I'll go onto Twitter for a time, and then you know, it's time. You know, it's time. You know, I mean, my channel, where my target audience is LinkedIn, so that's generally. But they can email me, you know, it's john@theheadshotguy.co.uk if they want to contact.
And I want to make a really valid point which you've just raised, okay? To everybody who is watching this and watching the replay and this, that, and the other, is that actually you've done what I tell a lot of people to do, and they don't. They think they should be everywhere. You identified where your platform is. Yes, you go on other socials when you have the time, and that is acceptable and all that. But you've got into where your target audience is, and you've gone to have a conversation with them. You're putting your content out on there, and you've identified it's LinkedIn. And I say to everybody, as a parting note, is really nail that one place, and then see how you can use your content to repurpose in other places if you want to then start expanding out. But just find one place, hone your craft in there with regards to your messaging.
It's like I've done in the business, photography. There's so many different aspects of photography. We've niched it down into headshots, but actually that's actually opened up our market, because now we know we've got headshots with all these different verticals,
Yeah.
And it's the same as LinkedIn. I mean, and that doesn't restrict. A lot of people will say, well, yeah, but I like doing this and I like doing that. But people still ask me, I know you don't do headshots, but do you do weddings?
Yeah. They'll have that conversation once you've done that great piece of work for them. They'll want to have a conversation about more.
Yeah, and we generally don't. We just specialise in headshots, but I'm looking at other bits. But everything to me has got to be around that lighting people up thing.
And that's what I want to go to. Like, just share again with everyone what your purpose is, please.
Well, it's simple. It's lighting people up, so they attract. I mean, I change it sometimes. Sometimes it's so they attract those they're here to, those they are here to serve.
I love it. Thank you ever so much for being a guest on Tea with Steve Live. I'm very, very grateful.
I've been drinking some coffee here as well.
Yeah, well, I might let that off.
Next time I will make an exception and have a big.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Thanks for joining us, and I will speak to you again soon.
And you're doing a fantastic job with the community there, and thank you for bringing everybody together as well. And unite on purpose.
100%.
Join the revolution.
Absolutely, join the quiet revolution. Take care, my friend. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Steve. Bye.
Bye. Well, the value there was tons, and what I really liked is the fact that John is identified his purpose. He shares that through his messaging. It's congruent with what he does. He's been able to being very clever with his messaging and pulling things through. But for me, and me being the social guy, I suppose, is that he's identified one platform where his audience are. He's brought in other elements when required and when he's able to deal with it, but he's got in and he's served his audience on the platform where they are, which is LinkedIn. And for me, John's sharing a purpose, sharing some of his story, whether the light bulb moments, the emotion in his own story was really, really important there. And I'm talking about how other people have influenced him. So working with Darren Sherlaw on that purpose, and when that having that light bulb moment, and then John was completely unapologetically himself, completely authentic, and shared that level of emotion live on Tea with Steve Live. So I am very, very humbled and grateful to have that experience with John. My friends, thank you for joining me on Tea with Steve Live. Please press the share button, get it over into pages, tag friends who you feel would benefit from this. We are here every Friday morning at 11 o'clock. Literally 11 it's literally Tea with Steve. Okay, so please take a screenshot, share it with your friends, because we're bringing people on every Friday to share their purpose with you and the wider world, because we want to make an impact on the world. There is a thing called the quiet revolution. Okay, it's being sort of spearheaded by Lindsay Boyd and her team at the Business of Brand of Bob, and it's about bringing businesses together to have a bigger impact in the world. So we are united on purpose. Okay, it's around the quiet revolution, and we're going to help 100. They're the 3 hashtags that you'll see being used. Jump into conversations, share pieces of content, understand what other people's purposes are so you can come together with them. You'll see lots of content coming out from us. Let's have some conversations. Let's drive this forward. We're launching our own hashtags. Our purpose at Big Daddy as an agency and as a business and as a family is the one that's family, the Big Daddy family. You will know about that. The next piece is is around communicating for a kinder world, because social media is just the tool right now. It could change. It will change. It'll be VR at some point. We'll be all into voice and podcasting and, you know, and Alexa skills and all of that stuff. You watch, my Alexa will go off now. But for us, the key piece is communicating, and we do that through story. We do that through having conversations and sharing all of the amazing things that are going on around us, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it invokes emotion, and that is what you'll be remembered for. You will be remembered for how you leave people feeling, not what you try and sell them. So, my friends, join us every Friday at 11. And also, as a bit of a special thing for you guys watching and joining us in the community, is on the 30th, we're launching the Quiet Revolution campaign and the Unite on Purpose campaign. And our gift to you and all of the audience at Big Daddy and Tea with Steve is that we're doing a 24-hour live stream. There is a little caveat on that, though. It is also my daughter's 7th birthday. So we're launching the live stream program later in the evening so that I can actually do what I preach and be the dad, be Big Daddy, I suppose, if you like, for that day, and spend time with my family. But in the evening, from 7 onwards, every hour on the hour, we're going to be interviewing a live guest through the night. So we're bringing in people from Australia, America. We've got clients over in India that we're going to pull in, and we've got people at the sidelines in France want to come and join us too. There's so many people across the world who want to join this campaign and want to share their purpose and how they're impacting the world. The reason being is, if you can take just one thing from one guest in that 24-hour period and impact it, action it, you will have a positive impact in the world. You'll start that ripple effect. You'll have some positive action in your business and your brand. So join us. If you would like to be a guest, this is the cool bit. If you want to be a guest, send me a direct message and let's see how we can get you in as being a guest on Tea with Steve Live across the entire world, and uniting in purpose. Take care, my friends, and I will see you very, very soon.